It's probably quite tricky to be a superstitious studio photographer if you use umbrellas. So I've got two similar umbrellas. They're the same size, the same shape, but clearly different in design. This is the shoot-through translucent umbrella, and this is your classic silver reflective umbrella. They work in similar ways, but give very different results. I'm Gavin Hoey, and you're watching Adorama TV. In this video, I'm going to show you the differences between each umbrella and try and help you to decide which one of them might be better for your small home studio. Now, before I get a model in and start testing it in the real world, the best thing to do is actually do some tests and just show you very quickly how these differ in their light pattern. So let's start with the silver umbrella. So my idea is to show you the spread of light against the white wall of my studio of the two types of umbrella, but to make it even, I'll use exactly the same Flashpoint Explore 300 at 1/16th power, same position, same everything, you get the idea. The silver umbrella, your subject, your model is supposed to be this side, light hits the silver, bounces back onto your model, the other side remains nice and dark. That's the idea. Let's see how the light spreads out. Here we go. And yep, it does exactly what you would expect. The dark side is dark, not completely black, because light still bounces around my small home studio, and the bright side is pretty bright. In fact, I metered f8 right here, which gives me quite a lot of light output. Okay, so let's try exactly the same thing, but this time with the shoot-through or translucent umbrella. Now the clue is actually in the name shoot-through, because your subject should be on this side with the light coming through this way. Let's see how that changes the light pattern. And it changes it an awful lot, because we've got light going everywhere here. It's going forwards where it's supposed to. It's bouncing off the back of the umbrella as well. In fact, there's not really any real shadows in this picture at all. Looking at the exposure, the same distance as I had before is now reading f5.6, and the same distance on the reverse is reading f4. So there is actually only one stop of light difference between the front and the back of this shoot-through umbrella. So it's perhaps not surprising that there is quite a difference between these two umbrellas, and I can make a few generalizations. So I can say the silver umbrella has much more direction and control to the light, but look at the wall and you'll notice it's a little bit mottled. It's not perfectly evenly lit. Unlike the shoot-through umbrella, where the wall is very evenly lit, but light goes absolutely everywhere, meaning there's very little control of its direction. To help me out today, I've got the amazing Sophie. Sophie is going to be the model for this shoot, and let's start by doing just a straightforward head and shoulder shot. So I need an umbrella. Let's bring this in. So I'm going to start with the translucent shoot-through umbrella, and one of the big advantages of this umbrella is just how close you can get it to your subject. Now, the closer you get it, the bigger it is from their point of view, and therefore the softer the light becomes. And I like to get my shoot-through umbrellas really close, probably around about there. Let's take a shot like this and see how it looks. Okay, Sophie, if you can look straight down the lens of the camera. And that works really nicely. We have some great lighting on Sophie. It's soft, it's wraparound, it's flattering. It's a great light source. So now I'm going to switch over to the reflective umbrella. I've already turned the light around, but it's not moved. It's still in the same place. Now you need to be a little bit more careful with reflective umbrellas, because the shaft sticks down and you can catch yourself on the shaft, or worse, the model. So this is about as close as I would like to put it. However, the surface of the umbrella is now further away than it was with the translucent shoot-through umbrella. So you might think I'm going to lose some power, but remember how these umbrellas work. This one takes all of the light and pushes it forwards. So although I haven't changed the flash power, let's see what results we get. Here we go, Sophie. And the end result is surprisingly about the same flash exposure. That looks really good. But when you look at them side by side, you can see that the shadows from the reflective umbrella are just a little bit more crisp, and the highlights are just a little bit more specular or bright compared to the softer light from the shoot-through white umbrella. So I've switched over to the shoot-through umbrella because that's what I actually like to use with this sort of tight head and shoulder shot. I think it gives the nicest light. And we can just take a few photos like this. So Sophie, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take some shots. make this fairly static setup a little bit more dynamic, I'm going to introduce a little bit of a breeze thanks to a small leaf blower. There's actually one thing that both of these umbrellas have in common, and it's just how easy it is to get it wrong. By which I mean the distance between your flash and the surface of your umbrella, because you might think quite logically that the best place would be to have your umbrella far away like that, so there's plenty of room for the light to fill the surface of your umbrella, maximum efficiency. The trouble is, what you end up with is light passing the edges of your umbrella, and that is really bright, uncontrolled light that's just going anywhere and everywhere and causing you problems. In fact, the best place, in my opinion, for your umbrella is roughly the edge of the umbrella in line with the front edge of your flash. But of course, your kit might be slightly different, so take a few minutes to test it, just like I've done here. And of course, there's absolutely nothing stopping you pushing your flash all the way into the center of your umbrella. It's going to give you a little bit different light output, usually with a bit more control and direction. As you can see, I've changed things around a little bit and got this corner area. We've got Sophie sat down. This is definitely going to be a much wider lit shot than before. But do I still want to use the shoot-through umbrella? Bearing in mind that a shoot-through umbrella will give me a broader spread of light because it's going to bounce light all over the place, you might think that's the best choice. Let's just take a shot and see how it looks. Okay, Sophie, here we go. And the end result is, well, pretty evenly lit. But there's no character to the lighting. It's very flat, very safe, very sensible. So let's switch to the reflective umbrella and see how that looks. Now remember, the reflective umbrella gives me more direction to the light. It's more efficient as a light as well. So I need to check the power is still at f5.6, which it is. Okay, let's just take a shot like this and see how it looks. Here we go, Sophie. And the difference is immediately noticeable. There's more graduation in the shadows at the top of the picture. It's a little bit more punchy. And of course I can move the light. So let's move this in towards the edge of the frame and over towards the side for a bit more direction to the light. The other thing I'm going to do is what we looked at earlier. I'm actually going to take the light and pull it right into the center to give me really a direct punchy light. I'm looking for some light that's going to come down the side here and like Sophie, but leave the edges of my picture a little bit darker. Let's take this as a test shot to see how it looks. Here we go. And now we're getting something really dramatic. That looks absolutely brilliant. I love that. And of course, no one says you have to use one umbrella or the other umbrella. You can mix them together. So let's add in a shoot-through umbrella into the scene. Now you might be wondering, why do I need a shoot-through umbrella? Well, maybe you'd like to fill in the shadows a little bit. And this, with its nice bounced even light, is the perfect lighting to do that. I've set it really low, so it's just going to add a little bit of fill light into the shadows. It's not going to be the main light. That is still the reflective umbrella. Okay, let's take a few shots like this. Sophie, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Holding a book is all well and good, but maybe we should try something a little bit more left field, like, oh, I don't know, getting Sophie to balance the books on her head. Well, why not? That is impressive. That's lovely. So if you're wondering which of these umbrellas should you get, the reflective umbrella or the shoot-through umbrella, the answer is really simple. Get both of them because they are both really useful in their own way, and as you use them you might find you gravitate to one more than the other. For example, I tend to prefer the shoot-through umbrella. And of course, let's face it, when it comes to photography equipment, these are about as cheap as they get. Now, if you've enjoyed this video or you got any questions, leave me a comment down below. Click on the bell icon and you'll never miss a video right here on Adorama TV. And of course, remember to click on that subscribe button. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.